Hi everyone, my name is Maribel. I work at Merced Adult School as a counselor, and this week we're going to focus on improving our self-confidence or your self-confidence. And I've done a video on self-esteem and boosting your self-esteem, but I wanted to focus more this week on practicing how to use positive self-talk and what leads to that. So, what is self-talk in the first place? So, these are conversations in our mind, and is what we call that's what we call self-talk. Conversations in our mind. It's internal dialogues that can really shape your beliefs as well as influence your emotions and behaviors. And if you continue repeating the self-talk, it can eventually become real, like facts, subconsciously. So even if it's subconsciously, I can't even say it. And so there's negative thinking, which can lead to stress and kill your positive outlook. So what are some negative thinkings? There's a couple categories. One is personalizing. It is when you see yourself as the cause of all the bad things in your life. So, for example, it's because of me that my kid is using drugs, right? Filtering is another one, is when you focus on negative information and ignore any positive information. So, for example, I suck at school, but don't realize that and see that you decided to go back to school and better yourself. So, you only see the bad and not the good in the situation. That's filtering. So, personalizing and filtering, those are two ways to be negative thinking. So then we want to really practice a positive self-talk, which can provide you assurance and motivation. You can use it to guide your decisions and tackle any challenges you may be having. So again, the benefits are being able to manage and reduce your stress, increase your motivation and self-confidence, and help with your depression if you have it, because too much of negative self-talk is like depression, right? So you'll feel happier and healthier, and you feel like you have a stronger mind, and that's very important, once you're able to use a lot of good positive self-talk instead of negative. You get stronger, your mind gets stronger. So how do we focus on positive self-talk? So here are some tips, okay? You want to make sure you're able to program or get a hold of your mind. Mastering your mind, your psychology. It's really important. It's empowering. And one way to do that is to surround yourself with positive people. I know. Sometimes you want to be Debbie Downers, but and I guess that's okay as long as it's not affecting you. But you want to be around people that talk about ideas and good stuff. You want to be not around people who talk about other people negatively or judging people. I feel like that's something we did in high school a lot, or when you're drunk. Sometimes we do that. Okay, we're human, but don't do that all the time, right? Another way to also is to exercise and eat healthy. And I talk about that, and that's very important, but it makes you feel good, and you have these natural endorphins, so that will help you think positively as well. I know making time to practice and be patient with yourself is going to be important, because you can't just be a positive person or think positively if you're not practicing the positive self-talk. So you're not going to learn that from one day to another. It's going to take practice, okay? Don't be harsh on yourself when you face a setback. I have recently faced one with I was on a decline of losing weight, and I was really disappointed that I gained a few pounds, 10, 15, right? And, I could have let it get to me, but I didn't, We're not perfect, and we're human. We've made mistakes, but I've learned. I already know what works for me, and I just have to be patient with myself to get back on it. And I am, little by little, not as fast as I thought it was gonna happen, but it's like starting all over again, and it's so much easier to gain weight than to lose it. Learning that, right? And I'm sure you've all learned that. So use affirmations, and I've talked about this before when we talked about boosting your self-esteem. Think and say positive and encouraging things to yourself. Make sure they're in the present tense. It's a simple practice, I know, but try to do this, do 1 to 3 things every day, like I got this. Maybe think of 3 adjectives that describe yourself and you're proud of, and you can change these every so often depending maybe on some goals, but like I'm strong, I'm beautiful, smart and kind, and repeat yourself. And when you're down or you're not, you're starting to feel like you're gonna think negatively, like remember who you are, remember what describes you and that you're proud of. And if you need help, let me know. I can always figure out some good positives about you. So be aware. Listen to your head. If it's too much negative, then you have to do something about it, right? Check your thoughts. Recognize that you're thinking negatively. Take a step back and consider how to reframe things and be gentler with yourself and in a more positive way. Kind of like if I'm stupid, I say I'm stupid. But like if I study and get help before, I know I can do better. Okay, so just check your thoughts. Another thing is to meditate, and I've talked about this too as well. Listen carefully. Just think to your thoughts or just to anything that's outside, like background music, and quiet that inner voice. It can help with your stress and anxiety. So listen to some free videos on YouTube with someone having a soft voice that can help you feel calm. Listen to maybe nature, sounds of water, rain, like rain and birds, or a guitar. It's really calming. Practice gratitude. Come up with 2 to 3 things that you're thankful for. This was a big one for me because sometimes we don't realize, but like I'm always thankful about my health, and I'm always thankful that other people in my family have not had bad health issues, but I do worry about that comment every day. But every day I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that I have a roof over my head because there's so many people out there who are homeless. I'm thankful that I have good relationships in my life, that have, challenged me and can help me continue growing. So be thankful and think about what you're thankful for, because when you're not, don't look at the good in your life. This is a good opportunity to look at good in your life. Then we start looking and focusing on the bad. Okay? Change your perspective or focus. So like I said before, step back and look at things in a different point of view. Shift your perception dramatically, and it definitely will help you feel better instantly. And I talked about that before. Distance yourself. And what does that mean? Like, create distance from yourself and your emotions. Sometimes we get carried away with our emotions. If you were upset, let things, you were upset about something, you let things out of hand, but you took control over it. And I think that's important. Sometimes, we let our emotions control us and just get the best of us. And so it's a good time, sometimes you have to take space from other people or from yourself when you're feeling a certain way. So distance yourself. Change the words of I can't to I don't, to be able to take again control. So for example, I can't do this. You can change it to I don't know how to do this right now, but I can learn it on YouTube. Because remember, you guys, you can learn anything and everything on YouTube. It's like our new school there. At least I feel like I learn. I like to visualize and see it. So that's what I do. Turn to YouTube. Like, I can't do this right now. Okay, fine. Let's change that to I don't. Don't know how to do this right now, but I will be able to. Hey, it's just words, but they can change everything, you guys. Okay. And then last but not least, I want to leave you with an acronym that I learned from Jim Wick, and taking control of your negative emotions to make them positive. Acknowledge that it's there if it's negative, and don't resist it, because what you resist persists. You know, when you're thinking about something and you're like, it will continue and continue, and it'll just take over, right? Like, you know, when you say don't think about something, you reverse psychology, you start thinking about it, right? More and more. So we all get those feelings and thoughts. It's not normal to not always feel or think highly of ourselves, okay? So it is okay, it's normal. So acknowledge that it's there and don't resist it. That's the A for ABRA, A-B-R-A. The B is to breathe. Take a deep breath now and control your breathing. I know this seems, simple, but trust me, when you're in high anxiety and you're scared, breathing helps you just it instantly calms you down. So it lowers your blood pressure. It definitely promotes feelings of calm and relaxation. It really helps with your distress. Sometimes when I'm breathing right, it helps that I fall asleep. I did that one time in a workshop. I fell asleep. You really let things go. So that's breathe. B is for breathe. A was for acknowledge. B is for breathe. And now the R. Release, when you're breathing, release what you do not want. So exhale any hurts, all that feelings that are making you feel this way. It's really therapeutic and symbolic in some way when you do that. So like breathe in. It always helps. It's weird, but it does help. And I've learned to practice to calm myself down whenever I'm going through a lot of anxiety. So breathing is very, very important. So release it and release all the bad and any bad emotions, feelings that you're having, bad thoughts and stuff like that. So, and then last but not least, this align and create a new phrase or believe that is more aligned with what you want and who you want to be. And I've said this before, like change your perspective. Like again, this is kind of like the I can't to I don't to like, okay, I don't know how to do this right now, or, like, yes, this happened, but it's not who I am. When you do bad in a test, it doesn't define that how smart I am. So this ABRA, the acknowledge, the breathing, the releasing of the bad things, and then now aligning thoughts to what really you want things to be. That's a quick acronym by Jim Quick. Jim Quick. It's just a W in front of the Q. It's weird. So Jim Quick that was a fast acronym to kind of help you real quick. Acknowledge your feelings. Breathe in. Take a deep breath. Breathe in and exhale. And then release. Exhale. Release all the bad tension, all the bad thoughts, feelings, and then align it with something. Change your perspective. Align it with something that is something that you want, or who you want to be. Okay, that's a great fast one for changing your negative thoughts to positive thoughts. Okay, so those are some tips. I think that's it. So remember, you gotta think it first. You gotta believe it, and then say it out in the world, in the universe, so then you can show it and do it. And you can show it and prove to yourself that you got this. You got everything. You got things in control. You got control of your thoughts and your feelings, and you can do anything that you want. I know of a lot of my students suffer from low self-confidence, which then gives them low self-esteem. And so I hope that this helped, because I know it sure helps me just narrow down really thinking about positive self-talk instead of any negative. And remember, it's okay to have negative thoughts, but it's not okay to stay there. Get out of there and remember who you are with those adjectives. Think of those positive or those adjectives that describe you, and that will help you jump back on and get a handle of the situation of anything that may be going on. Okay, so that's all I have, you guys, for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please, or any suggestions, let me know here in the description or in the comments below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And then hopefully we'll have better videos. And if you, again, have any suggestions for any future videos, let me know. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.